Hello, hello. It's time to draw some more swords. It's a bit of warming up I was doing earlier. I keep waking up at like 6, 6 in the morning. I got nothing better to do than doodle around. Just sitting there in bed like, damn. I could have drawn 12 swords by now. That's not true. I was actually thinking about whether or not I should get into Elder Scrolls Online. It's a really powerful cycle that the YouTube recommended algorithm gives to you when I look up an MMO, because there's so much MMO content, obviously. Because you don't just play the game, you invest in the community and watch all the YouTube videos and stuff with MMOs. It happened with Guild Wars. They released an update and I looked up one video about the different classes. And suddenly it's all over, and then I'm seeing it everywhere. And suddenly feels like I'm missing out. I should be in there. I should be in there doing the easy open world quests, benefiting from the player life experience. What do they call it? Quality of life experiences that they added to the overworld. Oh. And what am I doing if I'm not taking part in the housing? Oh, gosh. And now the ESO is getting a huge update. And I'm pretty sure it's just like changing a couple of the animations. It sounds like they're just revamping the whole combat system. Is what it is being portrayed as. Like, damn. I could be playing Skyrim, but online. Skyrim Online in 2026. Is this the avenue through which I rediscover my childhood? Do I need to make 100 gigabytes of space on my PC so I can install this game and play it for 20 minutes? Yes. I did it in January. I'll do it again. Fortunately though, one of the videos I got served up that wasn't 10 big new changes coming to the ESO was some guy explaining how you can do all the daily quests in under an hour. Like I forgot what the point of an MMO is. Is to log in and just spend time. He was like, first thing you gotta do, first 5 minutes, get on your horse, run some circles around with your horse to up your mount speed. And you have to do 10 crafting things, cook 3 chicken breasts. Do your crafting writs. By now your dungeon queue is popped. You can do the same dungeon you've done 20 times already. Then you mentioned that PvP, and I was almost back in. I'm back to square one. Except then I remember PvP in Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 14. I'm like, I don't really care about this. It kind of doesn't really feel like it's attached to the attached to the story in any way. You know, I don't play Call of Duty or anything like that, where it's just fighting people online. I used to play Overwatch, but I need to to justify it to my brain. I need like a the feeling of getting some narrative reward from it. I don't know. I guess what I really need is some like big brain philosopher to say, yes, I do think this is worthwhile and rewarding to play this MMO. I need like Michael Stevens on a Vsauce video to say, if I download Elder Scrolls Online, I will be more fulfilled. Alright, let's do some big choppers. Some big chopping swords, yes. That's probably not the sword I want to draw up nice and pretty. I want to do at least one sword to add to my collection today. I don't think any of these are it. These are just warm-ups. Let's get a little bit of person. A little bit of a character in there. I thought about the idea of creating like a warm-up OC. I don't know, is that a thing? Not just a character I'm always going to draw, who I get really comfortable with. Specifically in the warm-up time. I don't know what that would benefit. I don't know, it seems like a funky idea. you know, it takes a little bit of the cognitive load out of the equation. Like you can just focus on drawing other stuff, and then just the character is there purely for the sake of keeping you engaged. You being me, keeping me from getting bored. You know, because I can feel like, oh, I'm expanding the story of my warm-up character. What funky hijinks can he get up to? He's probably just standing on some squares, I imagine. I'll call him Sir Warren him up. He's going to have a really easily recreatable hairstyle. And probably an extremely simple face. And his backstory and dress and origin are going to be completely anachronistic and entirely dependent on what I want to practice drawing. Perfect OC. Although I imagine he'll probably end up wearing the same thing over and over again because I'm lazy. I guess for now he'll have like some ambiguously Scandinavian tunic with an ambiguously Scandinavian fur pelt. I'm so torn though. I have like a thing in my head that says, a thing in my head, I think that I am in like some purist sense, I like to see very historically grounded fantasy dress. I'm like, you know, people only ever wore tunics and stuff in the olden days. It makes sense that 90% of characters would just be fella in a shirt. Fella in a shirt with a sword. And I'm like, yeah, okay. What fertile grounds for character creation? You know, you can make like a really nuanced and intricate, you know, variations on that theme that still keep within the bounds of like historical accuracy. But then I see online when people do that, when people do character in a shirt, even if it's like really characterful and imaginative, I'm like, oh, kind of think it would be better if he had giant feathers coming off of him or something, you know? Where's my fantasy bullshit? I'm not gonna give this a like. Need some more BS. Need some more sauce. You know, it's all well and good. Until, you know, you wouldn't see Yoshitaka Amano just drawing a fella in a shirt. It'd have to be fella in a shirt with insane metal contraptions around the shirt, with insane overshirt and layers and patterns and stuff. Which were obviously present in some cultures and stuff, but the ones that it wasn't. Can I get over myself long enough to make an interesting character? I guess the answer is to, the answer is that it depends on the context. Like Vinland Saga has some, it's a great example of just a bunch of blokes in tunics. But, you know, the story is so rich, you don't consider it. Of course they're just in tunics, and I wouldn't want Thorfinn, titular, or I mean, main character, to be wearing some insane head garb. Where are these lines all going? It's the problem with drawing poses straight out of the imagination, is that you end up with just a bunch of lines. It just looks like a bunch of lines, man. Doesn't read at all. Where's the pose? Where's the lamb sauce? Anyway, that's the genesis of Warren Mup. My warm-up OC. I will probably never remember to draw again. My default. Ah, I've got a tiny sketchbook and a tiny Pigma Micron pen. And as a result, I'm now drawing tiny. In everything I do, I draw tiny little warrior dudes. Doing an absolute number on the tendons in my hands. Just destroying like my cartilage. Gripping so intently. Well, what can you do? The pen you can't increase pen size in real life. As much as I would love to. I got a pack of 8 Pigma Microns for Christmas. And all the sizes above like 1mm I've worn out. I was devastated when I lost 5mm. Absolutely gutted. He had so much life left in him. Gone before his time. Pour one out for a king. Anyway, this is probably enough Warren for now. I've got swords to draw. So So here's Warren holding some swords? I don't know. I think what I'm about to do is accidentally recreate Egg from Duncan Egg. Despite having not watched or read the books. The Knight of the Seven Kingdoms series. Just a little shaven-headed boy with big swords. Doing stuff that's too large for him. It's too small, it's too small, I need to draw larger. I need to get on that Kim Jong-gi wall paintings. Time for a new practice OC. Warm-up OC called Patrick Tiss. I don't know. Just have like a bunch in my pocket. Sir Patrick Tiss. And I need to draw him larger. On the canvas, I mean. It's probably quite scrawny. Because everyone... My characters are either humongous Shrek men or roughly my physique. I know no other body types. Go on, get loose. Loose and flowing coat. He can still have the open sleeve tunic, I suppose. That's all I know. No, the proportions are all wrong. I can't do it. I've forgotten how to draw anything larger than a millimeter. I can't. Too much. Too much uncertainty. I need it contained within a tiny space. How do you draw? Oh man. Patrick, what is wrong with your arms? I used to have a giant, well, I used to use more frequently, I guess. A big old whiteboard to do life drawing on. I made this sort of thing a doddle. It's drawing humans at giant scale. I need to get back into that. It was like the perfect blend of traditional and the non-committal side of digital, because you can just erase easily. It did, however, fill me with a great anxiety. 90% of the things I'm drawing are not only like lost to a canvas, you know, lost in a piece of paper that I'll never see again, but like physically erased from space. I don't know, something about that was more upsetting than just deleting a file. Actually rubbing it out with my hands. It was right. That's got to be enough warming up for one day. Just need to check in with my hands real quick. Are they feeling warmed up? Need to consult my meters. Still feeling kind of stiff. Does that mean I need to do stretches, or do I need to just go freaking crazy on the crazy on the spirals and squares? There we go. It's a bit loose. A bit more loose. Damn, it's so brutal. I always feel like I'm hours away from having enough drawing done in a day. You know, what am I doing with the measly 2, 2 or 3 hours a day? I need 16, something like that. Brutal. When am I going to eat lunch? I've only got 22 minutes until I need to go make a sandwich. That's vital. That's a vital part of my day. Okay. On to what I was planning to do from the get-go. A sword for a sword collection. Pack of swords. Design an old sword. Let's see. I've kind of got in mind to just do a really simple one. Got a bunch of funky swords in the pack right now. So maybe just do like a really bog standard you know, Viking broadsword sort of thing. Well, what I really want is like a Bretonic heroic age. What did swords look like back then? Oh, they looked sick. Let's do some concept doodling. They do often have that little leaf shape. Leaf blade sword, I think that's a staple. It's got to be part of it. Is that too on the nose though, to just do like what I want to do, what I think I want to do is just a, like the raw blade, really old rusty raw blade, that's sort of like cobbled together with a new handle. Like you can see the tang through it. Not a novel idea, not a new idea by any means, but I don't know. I think it's cool and would be cool to have in the pack. It's like an absolute rust thing. Dug out of the ground from a river. Only barely preserved, but retains magical power due to its age. You know, built at a more fantastical time. No, attached to like a giant talisman ball. What is this, just a ball of yarn? I'm just obsessed with putting string on the end of things. I kind of want to go with it. I kind of want to go with this. How would you even hold that? It would be awful. Tetanus sword. I have to hold it right by the pommel. Right by the hilt, sorry. The crossguard. It actively got holes in the holes in it. I guess I could give it a uncharacteristically long tang. And just say the hilt has fallen off, like the coating. There's just a bit of string wrapped around with a personal effect at the bottom. +3 willpower baggy. +3 willpower bag of marbles. I don't know. It's got to have that stabbing point as well. Yeah, something like this. I guess it could be like rosary beads or something to make it a bit more interesting, just like a amulet sword. Still kind of basic. And I still don't know what's going on the end. Some kind of cleric insignia. J'ai peur. Hmm. I'm thinking just like an equally rusted like locket. Or is that a bit on the nose for adding sentimental value? Would be mysterious if it was just like a pouch. Ideally one that wasn't so scrotal. Or just like a cursed pouch. Ooh. Maybe like a banded, diseased finger. A rabbit's foot. In a video game, I guess you would choose what goes at the bottom. Like a talisman, an Elden Ring. What do you equip your sword with? What do you put? What useless item should I put at the bottom of the bottom of the blade? An entire human head. Check my Discord notifications. No, skull would be way too big. This looks like some infant child skull. Some cursed pro skull. I don't know. God, it's so hard when there's no existing story to sort of build off of. You know, I'm trying to like the idea is to imply some kind of deeper interest. Some kind of intrigue. But I guess you end up I don't even know how to say it. Like, I guess the fact that it isn't, it ends up just trying to be it rather than actually being, you know. It's like the difference between when you get a vegan meal. It's like the difference between having a tofu versus something that's trying to be chicken. Can I come up with a design that is tofu, or is it just going to be corn? with a Q. Oof, 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 oof. It's like a teddy bear. That would be so cute. Some Saints Row ass charm. Swinging a teddy bear about on your giant sword. Vercingetorix with his 3DS dangly. I don't know, maybe it's like some Celtic knot. Something. The issue being I would have to go away and find out how to do this. I don't know, maybe I'll just draw up the sword. And come back to it. Figure it out at the end. Although that being said, I never quite settled on a shape. I think this is the closest I want. This is the closest what I want to go for. And I'm just going to copy it one for one. Pretty much. I think I want a slightly longer shaft. Maybe more heart-shaped sort of. And it ends all blunt. Blunted with time. Oh, proportions. Spend years and years just stretching this. Squash and stretch this thing around. But I think I'm happy with that. In which case, I'm going to draw it up nice and pretty. get all the inspiration stuff on one page. And then I go and make a sandwich. I think just have it go straight vertically up. I haven't had any do that yet. Alright, then we just need to... Oh no, it's like really similar to this one. Shit. Shit. Oh well. I'll live. Okay. Does that feel roughly in line? Yeah. Copy this over as well. Perfect. Time to get a sandwich. Okay, I am back. Back from a tasty sandwich. Sourdough and peanut butter. I'm just gonna draw up this sword nice and fancy and call it there. Maybe I've drawn... it's a bit too big, actually. I need to shrink it down a tiny bit. That. Is that too small now? Compared to the rest. Oh, tricky, tricky. I'll do it like that and call it there. Okay. Now we need to decide how gross to make it. Do we want to lean into the fact that it's been repaired? Because I kind of like the way this sort of, it looks like it's got overlapping bits of metal on it. It's kind of cool. I don't know. As not a sword maker, I don't know how much that messes with the structural integrity. Having these holes on the wings. Probably a lot, right? Probably a lot. Away with symmetry. They sort of look like rivets, is what I'm going for. I don't know, can I get away with doing some kind of like a Frankenstein blade? You know? Like it's been bolted back on. No, that's too steampunk. I think it will be enough to just have this sort of like veiny, corroded texture. It's just like layers are chipping away. Like the top face is sort of peeling. The sort of implied setting I want from these is that the older something is, the more powerful it gets, regardless of like the state of decay. As such, even though this is like destroyed, it's still going to be stronger than any modern weapon. No, not quite. I think these are too harsh a line, too harsh. I don't like the idea so much anymore of it being like a different pieces of metal. I think it just needs to look like it's yeah, one piece, just very old, just old. I don't know. I might actually do it for the texturing at the top. Kind of want it to taper down, be darker at the bottom. I'm gonna duplicate a version, and then I'm gonna add the little thing at the little talisman, because it might make it look awful. And I'm thinking I'll go for beads at the moment, so I haven't thought of anything else. It's like a rosary ball. Like you wrap it around your wrist or something, I don't know. At the moment there's just a little bit too much going on with it. It probably does want to be just basic string or wrapping or something, but I've done that so much on the other ones. I kind of like just the naked blade. God bless, undo and redo. In which case, that might be it done. If I can't think of anything else to put on. I'll try again with these rivets, see what they look like. Or are they holes? Just big old holes in the tang. I think we want to shave off a little bit off the top. Draw less attention up here. Maybe even get rid of most of this. Oh, what's good? What's even good design? Is that overdoing it? Or is that underdoing it? So hard to say. I will leave it like this, I reckon. And then add some little doodads to the bottom. Looks like someone's crocheted a Bloodborne emblem onto the bottom. Not quite the look I'm going for. It's always the way. You do all this experimenting, concepting, and then just end up going with the first idea you came up with. Just a big old ball on the bottom. Yeah, something like that. This would once again be awful to hold. It's like a rusty metal bar with some string around it. Whatever. It's a relic. I don't know, it's kind of got like a Walking Dead ness to the line quality, which I'm not huge on. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's got like a line's too thick, I think. I've overdone it with the lines. There's no variation. Whereas I feel like with this, at least, there was a little bit. Well, that's as far back as I can go, so that's... Maybe it ends there. Maybe it ends there. In my hubris, I have come to a final design. What's in the ball? What's in the not ball? Do I want it to be more obvious that it's not actually the pommel? I think so. But what's in the ball? It's driving me crazy. Bunch of worms. I want to say it's just up to the imagination, but that's kind of naff. That feels naff. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it there. I don't know if I'm going to get any more good ideas for this. I'll have to sit with it. Wait for my sandwich to go down. Maybe that will inspire me. But most likely I'll just end up putting like peanut butter in here. It contains a pork pie or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll swap it out some other time with one of these relics of power. But until then, I think that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.